What's up, everybody? Palestina Libre. I I'm sick and tired of all this BS, all this bullshit. Sorry, probably gonna curse. I'm refraining. I'm trying to quit, but it's really hard with being accustomed to being disgusted, disappointed, appalled, and angry and infuriated every single day. It's constant and it's a low frequency. I don't want to do that. That's damaging to oneself, but I'm clumping it all into frustration and putting it to a side best I can while I put my faith in God and whatever's left of humanity that's in power. Unfortunately, people in power do not care about what's right and what's moral, and they don't care about humanity. I'm talking specifically about my government that constantly makes excuses for another country that we pay more money to than our own people here in America so they can thrive, so then they can do whatever they want with their weapons and kill innocent people. And it's a broken record it's unbelievable how it's going on so much. Sorry. Let me put this on silent. I'm trying to help. I'm trying to help. I want people to sincerely care and look into it because the truth will speak for itself. That's how I found out about it. Look at all my videos and content regarding this topic, this issue, this crisis. So, when I made my last video addressing this issue, or the last time I addressed this issue in my content, the bombing of an Islamic school, the story we got went from Hamas leader, then to a jihadist member was there. Then it changed again to it was a base of operations with 12 members, and I think it changed again after that. Even if that's true, does that justify the mass slaughter of the 100 to 120 plus civilians that were dismembered when Isnt'real has showed that they can take out individual members with precision weapons, precision targeting, with little to no civilian casualties? Yet in Gaza, it's carpet bombing and slaughter of everyone in sight. The snipers taking out people who are not terrorists. It's an old story. And here's the infuriating part. We get that military guy of the IOF always saying, he's always propped up like a space alien. He's saying shit like, okay, we have targeted and surveillance in place for a long time and found out that it was a base of operations. So if that's true, that's not entirely what he said, but that's pretty much what he said. The fact that they've been monitoring the situation in the area, and that's why they killed all those people to kill just a few. That's been their advertised logic. Even if that's true, that is effed up and wrong. And collective punishment and the sloppiness and the slaughter of people with American grade weapons and our tax dollars, that is not good enough. That is not a reason. That's a poor, pathetic excuse to admit it and justify their crimes. Oh, and then no one else, they don't let journalists in. They don't let people go in. Why? Because they're going to find out the truth. We know exactly that's why, that they don't let journalists and investigations go in. And our government that makes excuses for all this Nazi Germany 2.0, they're always saying, oh, well, we're talking to them. We're working out. And we never hear where that goes because the same problems keep repeating. And then it's other countries' fault if they have to defend themselves. Apparently, only Isnt'real is allowed to defend themselves. Other countries like Iran, when they get attacked, all of a sudden our country goes in and says, "Whoa, you guys got to calm down." And then Iran's like, "We're the ones that got attacked." And then America's like, "No, no, don't escalate it. Whoa, calm down." And then Israel's like, they can do whatever they want in the corner, going, "Hey, we're going to attack again," and America's going to get our back. Every time the international court has made an opinion, an assessment, after looking at all the evidence that our country denies, our government, they always nail it right on the head exactly what's going on. The genocide, the rest, the need to end the occupation, recognize Palestine, and there's always some statement or big flex. Isnt'real runs to America, then America makes some action and statement and saying, "Oh, that doesn't count. We're going to veto this, overrule this." And then Israel's like, "Okay, good, we're good." And then they go back and do the same crap, and then to make the excuses. And it's a continuous cycle. And all it does, it spins out of control, makes this vacuum, and more innocent people die. For what? Well, we know exactly what. But the fact that this continues, these criminals and our government milking from the American people all the funds to go to this country to kill them. I've already gone over this before on my channel again and again and again, but y'all, I don't know how many people really care, but not enough people care, because I'm not seeing anything stop. I see a bunch of people cheering for the red party, cheering for the blue party, and both parties work for the same other country's interest. Are we the United States of Isnt'real, or are we the United States of America? They own all our politicians in power. Well, not all of them. They're kicking out the ones that they don't like, the ones that are pro-Palestine, and the ones that are against genocide, the ones that don't like war crimes. It's horrible. And then there's more killings of more innocent children, beheaded babies. We got more evidence of beheaded. We actually have evidence of beheaded babies by the hands of Isnt'real. Yet you only care about the lie about the ones that you were told happened without any evidence. That's the first disgusting part in this whole history. When I found out the next day that wasn't true, seeing and hearing the news promoted for 2 months, about 2 months strong, about a lie that was debunked the next day after it was told, that revealed everything to me. It is painful. And I don't know if some of you all are just so racist and prejudiced to not care about the lives of people who are demographic that you were told is something else, or you hate, or you look down, or you dehumanize. I don't know if you are too afraid to see the ugly truth about who's in power in our country. And I don't know if you're in denial about what's going on. A lot of people are like, "Oh, it's hard when two sides hate each other. Oh, it's so violent over there." Those are dismissive, lazy, throwaway, that's a dumb stereotyping the situation, or simplifying the situation to the point where you don't care to see exactly what's going on. Because I guarantee you, if every single American cared about just morality and cared about our own country, that our money isn't even coming back to us, that this should get everyone pissed off to go, "Yo, we should not kill innocent people. We shouldn't kill children." But we are, because we're supporting the ones that do. We're always like, "Oh, it's so bad killing the civilians." And the people who are killing them, we keep giving them billions and billions and billions of dollars. Since Joe Biden, this is his last run, he's sending even more and more billions of dollars to them, because what has he got to lose? While he's in power, he's going to give everything in power to them and baton toss the carnage and genocide to Kamala Harris, or Trump is going to take it and he's going to do the same thing, only his way. but it's still going to be the same evil. Different kinds of evil is evil. Evil is evil. Don't bet on it. Don't entertain it. What's wrong with you all? And we've known exactly what these guilty war criminals are for, and have been saying they want to flatten Gaza, they want to kill everyone, and they want to move in. So this is outdated. Apparently, this is from July up to July 6th. So there's more red dots. But this is all the bombings that they did. Now, is that every single enemy? Now, according to the racist Isnt'real, is going to tell you that every single Palestinian is evil. Every single Palestinian is an animal. Every single Palestinian is a terrorist. Even unborn children are terrorists. They will tell you that. So, this looks like redecoration. They're just making way to move in. And don't take my word for it. Take it from an Israeli. Again, here's a new one I found.
שלום דניאלה.
שלום שלום. אתה עשית כזה פרומו, אז אני מקבלת טלפונים. אז למשל, משה פלד מבית השיטה מבקש שאני אשמור לו מקום במועצת העיר עזה. ואנשים חוטפים את המגרשים.
את לא התעייפת? לאן זה הולך לדעתך האירוע שלנו ברצועת עזה?
לאן זה הולך?
כן.
לדעתי, תוך פחות משנה, יהיו אזרחים יושבים בעזה.
למה את חושבת?
מכיוון שיש לי איזושהי תחושה של הריתמוס ההיסטורי. ברגע שראש הממשלה נתניהו אמר שתהיה נוכחות צבאית ממושכת, אמרתי זהו, ככה זו הזמנה למחול. והוא עשה לנו ממש הזמנה למחול. אני נשאר, ואתם תשתמשו בניסיון, אני קוראת לזה העתק הדבק. מה שעשינו ביהודה ושומרון, וגם
אבל מה יהיה עם כל הערבים?
Check out Mint Press News. They do some great, they cover some good stuff. They cover the truth. So you can see exactly where they're excited about it. Because look, all these places, they're unaliving because if they just want the land clear so they can move in, the precious gas that's there, the oil they're already taken from Palestine, and they just want to expand Isnt'real. That's the goal. That's the main goal. And the whole world sees this BS. The only thing is, I live in a country where our government, the sold out, bought off politicians from the lobbies, are supporting this Nazi Germany 2.0. Because this is from an IOF soldier. Some of them have these badges. You get the Isnt'real flag there, and then you get the greater Isnt'real nation. Now, that doesn't look like the Palestinian land. It's bigger. It's a different shape. And I've seen this before. We can go in a little bit closer. So here's a better map to show you. So the greater Isnt'real will have to go over Syria into Iraq, Saudi Arabia, and parts of Egypt, and some other places, of course. So you could see this picture and that one. This has been known. People are debating it. It's been flexed, and it's like they tell the West one story, and then from their own people they get a different story, and then they're proud. They're cheering. Yes, yes. See this area right here. Oh, I don't know if you can see my cursor, but you can see where Palestine is. And it's in the heart of this demonic, satanic, violent, bloody military government takeover. Jude betrayed Jesus Christ, peace be upon him, because we found out that Jesus Christ, peace be upon him, was not for a military, religious-driven region. kingdom, country, state. You want to betray him. Didn't see that's where it was going, you know. People angry that, you know, Jesus Christ, peace be upon him, wasn't going to sit on the throne of David. Now, isn't it a sin to take God's name in vain? People are killing and hurting people in the name of God. People are feeling entitled over other demographics of people because of their faith and treating it like a nationality, and killing anyone who's in their way and doesn't agree. And I've been over this so many times on my channel. Now that bombing continued and they killed more children. And I'm going to play a clip from our boy Mo Hamz. Check out the link I'm going to put in the description. Definitely support him. He speaks what's in all our hearts who know what's up. And it should speak in yours if you're sincerely human. Yeah. If you're like normalizing the slaughter of people to get a goal accomplished, either fighting terror, which it's not, it's exacting terror, and expanding land, then you're not a human, you're a vile piece of shit.
What the fuck? These two incidents happened within just 2 days. Look at her eyes. I thought she was alive when I first saw this video until I saw her hands being tied. And I physically fell to the floor when I realized she was dead. Even as she lays there dead, her eyes still look like they are full of life. She was full of life. A life that she'll never get to experience because it was stolen from her by the most evil entity to ever walk this fucking godforsaken earth. And then there's this. These twins, 2 boys born just a couple days ago. Their father went to go pick up their birth certificates. And when he returned home, this is what he saw. He returned home with birth certificates in hand to see his 2 newborn sons killed along with his wife and their mother, as well as his wife's mother, their grandmother, who was there to help her daughter. Do you understand this level of pain? There's no greater pain than to be a parent that loses their child, no matter what age, let alone a newborn. I don't even know what this actual pain feels like, yet the greatest pain I've ever felt is just the thought of losing my children. Do you understand that? The thought of losing my children and my wife literally kills me. And watching this man lose his newborn children and his wife literally kills me. I am just a man that will never comprehend even a fraction of what women go through carrying a child, let alone 2 children in their stomachs for 9 months during their pregnancy. But I am a man that is present for his wife and a witness to everything that she went through, emotionally and physically, right before my very eyes, for every single day of those 9 months. And I am in awe of her and what she went through to bring our children to this life. And to see all of that stripped away as a father within a matter of seconds tears me to shreds. Just look at this. This is a targeted strike on a high-rise apartment to kill 2 newborns, their mother and their grandmother, all in a matter of seconds while the father was away. Don't you fucking dare tell me Hamas was embedded there. Don't you fucking dare tell me that this father was associated with Hamas. Don't you fucking dare question the intent and purpose of this strike. And yes, I'm talking to you criminal, pathetic excuses of journalists and news networks out there. You're going to tell me Israel is capable of executing a targeted strike, killing Haniyeh, the former leader of Hamas, in a completely different country without mass casualties and children dying. But when it comes to Gaza, precision targeting includes bombing an apartment with a mother, her kids, and a grandmother. That's your precision targeting? Is this your precision targeting? Look at that. Every single dot that is red is an Israeli airstrike. They call this precision targeting. They are literally saying that bombing 48 of the 50 fucking United States would be precision targeting. Do you understand this? And this isn't the only killing of twins since October, as there have been multiple sets of twins killed, which the very mentioning of that sentence should tell you everything about this being a complete genocide. In fact, back in March, newborn twins were killed by an Israeli airstrike. Twins who came from a mother who spent 10 years trying to conceive through agonizing IVF treatments and endless appointments, only to have her 2 miracles stripped away from her by Israel. So, Kamala Harris, you still speaking now? You arrogant, entitled, ignorant piece of shit? You struck the last nail in your political coffin as you taunted the pro-Palestine and anti-genocide protesters through your I'm speaking bullshit heard around the world. But what you didn't realize is that you weren't just attempting to shut up the protesters. Who you were also shutting up is the child reaching out her hand for help as she just lost her entire family and both her legs due to an Israeli airstrike with a bomb that said, "Made in the USA" on it. That's who you silenced so you could speak. And you did that in Michigan nonetheless, a swing state with the largest Arab and specifically Palestinian community in the entire nation. The damage is done. And we Palestinians, true to the cause, are done with you, Kamala. You can spare us with all the "we're working around the clock for a ceasefire deal." When the day after you say that, you approved a $3.5 billion check to Israel for them to obtain more weapons to kill more children, and then sent warships and fighter jets to help protect Israel from a regional war that both Israel and the United States started and exacerbated, not just in the past 10 months, but for the past few decades. So no, you're not speaking anymore, because we are going to continue shutting your ass up until this stops, until the killing of my people stops. And for all you gaslighters and normalizers saying, "But Donald Trump is going to be way worse for you guys," you think anything can get worse than what the Palestinian people are going through right now? You saying that is offensive to all Palestinians. No, nothing is worse than what we're seeing, and it gets worse and worse day by day. And in the attempt that Donald Trump wants to make it worse, you've got yourselves a full-fledged regional war and possible world war at his hands. And that's where your empires fall. So I'm here to tell you disgusting politicians and news networks that your charade is up and has been up. Go ahead and say Hamas was there in order to justify the killing of twin newborns. Go ahead and admit that killing children is okay in order to kill a resistance fighter who became a resistance fighter because he was orphaned through Israel killing his entire family. Go ahead and say that. You've got a whole world now standing behind the resistance and wide-eyed to your smoke and mirror tactics. Keep delegitimizing yourselves. Keep digging that hole. Like I always say, Israel and the Zionists are on a sinking ship to hell, and whether or not you drown down to hell with them is not our problem. We're just going to be the ones holding your heads underwater while you do it.
Follow and support Mo Hamz. I'll give you the link in the description. He's always saying exactly what we're all feeling, even more so. I'm not even Palestinian and I feel this pain. Where's yours? This frustration of what's blatantly going on. So you have mouth of Sauron pieces for this government, Mr. Miller and Mr. Patel, who always intelligently answer or not answer questions thrown at them to beat around the bush, to avoid the problem and to make America look like we're innocent or we care, but our government clearly doesn't. The amount of money that goes into those people's pockets from the lobbies and with the interest of another country is more precious to them than the voices of their own people, than the voices of truth from the international courts, and the voices of the men, women, children, and babies screaming in agony as they die and watch their loved ones and witness their loved ones killed. Political parties are not important compared to the actual actions that need to happen that don't happen. Parading around to look that you're doing great things means nothing when your actions and words and what you support don't reflect that. So the need to build this nation, this greater Israel, will require war, will require justification for that war. And it looks like, seeing as the pattern's gone for 10 months, going on 11, oh my gosh, it's going on. Seeing the pattern that we've seen, they definitely have an end game because nothing's stopping them. Even being caught red-handed multiple times. And is it because we have more military might that We can veto stuff and no one's accountable. This satanic, Talmudic, Luciferian, originatedly built Isnt'real. This crap is what matters to our politicians. Politicians, you guys don't even believe in God, because if you did, you wouldn't be doing this. Because it's so blatant what's going on. All you have to do is be in denial or lie about it again. It's like the same old repetition, going through it and going through it, and it changing names, shuffling things. This person's in power, this one isn't. Oh, we're going to be different, but you do the same stuff. Things are freaking horrible. Now, I brought up the movie Rebel Moon as a comparison a few times on my channel, because what you see the villains do there is what's going on. And guess which side our politicians are on? They're not on the team of the Rebel Moon Velt. No, they're with the mother world. And it breaks my heart. Here's another map I want to show you. The countries that recognize Palestine. That's a lot. That's a lot. So when our boy Mo Hamz says the whole world is waking up to this stuff, this is the big sign that they are. But you could tell that the ones that don't are the ones in closer allegiance with Isnt'real, the new, worse than Nazi Germany 2.0. Even look at our governments making addressing the nation, and then you see all these weird things around it, like that soldier's arm badge of the Greater Israel, and then you see stuff in the background when you zoom in real close. Now, you know, the swastika is from another culture, and it's more parallel to the ground level, but then you turn it sideways, just like taking the Christian cross, which represents the light of Jesus Christ and the faith of Christianity, and you turn it upside down, it's the opposite. We take this thing and you turn it upside down, you get the same opposite from what they want to twist it into what they mean. And I guess it's still part of our nation. Has it always been there? I don't know. See, the genocide to Native American people, I took that lesson when I was learning about it as something we should never do again. But you see that those people, the indigenous Americans, they still get dicked around. They're still disrespecting their land, even though that they have it. They'll be moving like nuclear and chemical waste through there and trucks, and they don't give a crap of who they hurt. The missing women that go missing in Alaska. What's going on there? No one cares. Oh. And the Holocaust, the Nazi Germany did to the Jewish people, should never happen again for anyone. But the way this government goes, it's using that as a victim card to attack other people except them. It's like, do a Holocaust to anyone except those. But the lesson to learn from history is to never do horrible things again to anyone. Yet the poor Palestinian people for 76 years are paying the price for a nation that they never were a part of, that hurt a religious demographic of people. Huh. And then Mo Hamz brought up that man who had his 2 children born, and he went to get the birth certificates to come back home to find that they're all gone. The famous Telegram group that shows the pain of the Palestinian people, that is an entertaining factor for the Isnt'realis who are demonic, to where they cheer for the blood and carnage and slaughter of the Palestinian people. accounts like this and stuff that spill out all this stuff is also telling, because we get information from what they do there by how they parade it, and they're proud of these things. So to one part of the world, they're proud of these things, but then when it comes to the press in America, it's either ignored or lied about. They just need to lie to the people who are going to be supporting them and love them. The people who see them for who they are and doesn't support them, they don't care about telling them the truth. And then this age of information, what they're going to do, they as in people in power like Meta and probably Google, that they're already doing it. They're slowly finding ways to censor us and limit the truth from coming out. You people, I pray, you got to do your own due diligence, do your homework. It's not hard to find the truth right now when you can. Now, I know not everyone's going to turn into an activist. I barely am, even though I go to protests, even though I talk about this. I take my time to see what I can do to help to spread the word of what's going on, because, oh my gosh, when I first started speaking up about this, I was like, all right, cool. Cool that I'm braving to get the word out, and then enough people are going, oh my gosh, that is messed up. But that's been so many times. To the part where I'm like, people either don't care, or nationalistically you're racist as hell, or you are Luciferian to where you want to build a nation of a utopia of some perfect people on the graves of innocent men, women, and children. This is what's going on. It is horrible right now. I don't know what else to do, but just react, and I'm going to keep trying to do what I can to stop this insanity. The good news is, though, that more and more people like me are catching up with what's really going on and catching up with the truth and are voicing up. The more and more that happens, that's good. And you could voice up in different ways. You could do it in action. You can vote Green Party or something, because red and blue, they all work for the same evil entity. And they're all going to do that. They're just going to do to us differently with what benefits them. They don't care about us. They never did. They just need to look like they do so they don't lose that power of the fools who think that they are great. But it's diminishing. I saw when Trump wigged out, because there's not a lot of people who showed up at his event. Kamala Harris is exposing herself. Like, it's pretty much going to come down to this. The real vote for America will be how many people are aware of war crimes and are not for it. Like, a real American should never be about war crimes. It's apparently why our men and women who go into the military protect us and fight for truth and justice, but instead we're hired to kill people for a politician's goal. So the real vote for America is going to be how many people care about morality and how many people are petty and just want to live in luxury and ignorance, while our hard-earned money goes to another country, killing people on the other side of the globe, and we just stay in our bubble and think everything's good, and then just get obsessed with what's on TV. Or going to the sports game, you know, all these things I like to do too, you know, but that's what it comes down to. It's not if the Democrats are going to win or the Republicans are going to win. It's going to come down to, is humanity and morality and truth and justice going to be there? Or is it about corruption, oil, guns, and dollars, and ignorance that's going to win? That's the real vote going on. I would love for a third party to win. I vote third party a lot because I believe in my vote in a direction that's good. I don't vote to win. I vote for what's right. And I think if we all did that, we'd be in a better place. If we all do a lot of good things for the right reasons, we'd definitely will be in a better place. So I'm gonna leave you with 2 clips, and I'm gonna keep praying for us and keep voicing up and doing what I can. But yo, there's a lot of people waking up like me, and like I said in one of my videos, some people don't want to speak up because they're afraid to lose their job. You got to put food on the plate. You got to take care of your family. I understand. But you can refrain from supporting certain companies, certain individuals that's going to continue killing innocent men, women, and children. And you can get out of the way of the truth, and you can support the truth by following the people who are voicing up against this. Because I'm new to the story that's really going on. There's been a lot of people covering this for a long time. Empower them, support that cause. All right, I'll do what I can to update the links. I'm slow with it, but I get down to it. It's just this stuff has been around for so long, and we should really be here for America and being a good example to the world, not being here for another country and taking advantage of the world to grow in power, which doesn't even grow the American people in power. Just gives us the illusion of luxury while we are privileged here, while a certain small percent of the elite get richer and powerful, and then they'll relocate to their utopia once they kill all the brown people there that make them feel disgusted.
Israel might or might not have been an actual enabler of the disastrous American invasion of Iraq, but it is undeniably true that American officials extremely close to the Israeli government were behind the rush to war and the forgery of phony intelligence that fed the process. If the United States goes to war with Iran in the near future, it will not be because Tehran actually threatens America. It will be because Israel and its powerful lobby in the U.S. have succeeded in creating an essentially false casus belli to mandate such action. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, who once commented that 9/11 was good for Israel, has repeatedly sought to commit our government to draw red lines that would narrow options for the White House and de facto require it to take action with the military against Iran. Congress is meanwhile advancing legislation that would commit the United States to intervene militarily in support of a unilateral Israeli attack, meaning that Israel could easily be empowered to make the decision on whether or not the U.S. goes to war.
10 years ago, we're snoozing people and people are dying. CoreFitnessByNaz, she has her Instagram page has become, well, my page has turned into what hers has turned into. Yeah, I want to make content and be cool and make a living doing content and entertain y'all. I got a lot of great ideas, but also have a voice on this platform, and my whole content, like all my social media, is just to express what's in my heart and what's in my mind and everything for Palestine right now, because it's a domino effect. If we can free Palestine, it'll create a domino effect that will unfortunately break the money being made by these people profiting off of the deaths of innocent people. That's the only bad thing that will happen, and that'll crumble their world. I mean, or will it though? I think they could recover. I think with the amount of money they took to get to where they, or the money they've made up to this point, I'm just assuming all these people, they'll bounce back well, because us poor people, when we get a new job, the transition's hard, but we can do it. I'm very confident these successful people can find other ways to do it. They just might like it because it's a lot of money to make off of death. And it's probably very easy with all this little system they got in play. So I understand why they don't want to let that go. I just don't understand why their morality or understanding is of what's right and wrong is gone. Maybe that's what success does. I do not know. But either way, there's a war criminal with his cronies and his whole team and his Nazi-like regime doing whatever the F they want on our tax dollars. You're all worried about immigrants and where your money is going, where you don't like it, and it's not supporting Americans. Well, shoot, this should be top of the list of what you don't like if you really believe that's a problem, but you're okay with this. Then your problem of blaming the immigrants, I think that's BS. That's just part of your racism. Yeah. So, every day is a bad day until Palestine is free. And that's what needs to happen, because then we all can truly be free and we can actually do good. We can thrive better all together if we really work towards peace. I mean, there's so much other ways to profit other than wars and death, because that only helps a small percent of people to make a lot of money. But what do I know, right? Anyways, God help us all, and see you next time. I don't know what else to do. I'm going to keep trying. Fight for peace in the most peaceful way. Awareness and knowledge is the best way we'll get there. Much love, and catch you later.
My resolve has never been stronger. In order to ensure the security and continuing stability, the Republic will be reorganized into the first galactic empire for a safe and secure society.
So this is how liberty dies, with thunderous applause.